Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, creative writing students. So this is going to be kind of a quick and dirty explication of a poem. So this is how you would look at these poems and kind of break them down. The chosen poem I have is Harlem by Langston Hughes. So read the poem to yourself. Pause, read the poem quietly to yourself, and then I'll read it to you. All right. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? Also, I'm very sorry for reading that so dramatically, but you get the idea of this. So when you think about explicating this poem, the first thing you're going to do is look at the title, Harlem. How does that play into this? That may be a question you ask yourself. If you know who Langston Hughes is, you will know he's a writer during the Harlem Renaissance. He's an African-American writer. So that's important to know and understand. But then you look at the poem. So you have the first line, the first stanza is the first line, and then you have a second stanza, a third stanza, and then a fourth stanza. It's a very short poem. The poem poses a question. What happens to a dream deferred? And you may ask yourself while you're reading this, what does deferred mean? So you may look it up. Deferred means to put off. So what happens when you put off a dream? And then Hughes goes on and asks a series of questions. And you'll take note in this that the question takes up 2 lines. Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? So those 2 rhyme. Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? There's more rhyming. Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? So you may want to make note of the rhyme scheme. That may be important. But then for this poem, you may kind of have picked up on the language is what matters here. Hughes is making a point, and he uses very vivid imagery to do that. Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? You already know raisins are dried grapes, but if they are stuck in the sun for a long time, they're going to shrivel up even more and be just like, they kind of look like little pellets, like poopy pellets, or fester like a sore and then run. And you've seen those videos online of people with sores that are oozing. Does it stink like rotten meat? And that smell. But he also juxtaposes the idea of rotten meat against sugar and sweetness, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet. Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? So when you're looking at this, you may write and pose the comment about how the language is what matters here. The chosen language is very much trying to make the point that Hughes wants to make, that a dream that is put off is a dream that is destroyed, because all of these things that he's pointing out are things that are destroyed in the end. And that's the kind of argument you can make. You can break it down and look at it that way and see it and go, oh yeah. Now, the poem you have been given is going to be relatively short as well. And it is an interesting one. So I really do look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Remember, you are more than welcome to always look things up if you're unfamiliar with it. So look up authors, look up titles, look up things, but don't let that determine your own takeaway from this. Can't wait to see how you guys do your own explication. Have fun with it, and I'll see you later. Bye.